The 4 new drugs that were approved last year in the United States for relapsed multiple myeloma were all approved on the basis of phase 3 clinical trials. Each of those trials showed that using 3 drugs instead of 2 produced a faster, more common and deeper response, with resulting improvement in the time the patients remained in remission and off therapy or progression-free survival. Thus, in general, use of 3 drugs instead of 2 has become the gold standard for treatment of patients like this. In this particular case, we have chosen to move from lenalidomide to pomalidomide based on the inactivity of lenalidomide, at least at low doses. We have also chosen to use the most effective proteasome inhibitor available to us in this situation, which is carfilzomib. Recently, Dr. Shah from MD Anderson Hospital reported the combination of carfilzomib and pomalidomide could be safely applied in this combination in patients like this. And those results were published in the journal Blood last year. They also demonstrate that this toxicity profile of that combination is acceptable, and really they're quite easy to combine together. In that particular study published from MD Anderson on this combination of carfilzomib and pomalidomide, and I should say dexamethasone, which was added, they were able to show acceptable toxicity and a decent progression-free survival and response rate, but it is only a phase 2 trial, and we can't really compare that with the phase 3 results that we have from other studies. But clearly this is a combination that can be tolerated, is highly effective, with a high response rate in this population, and it has really become one of our therapies of choice in this situation. In lenalidomide refractory patients who are beginning relapse therapy and lenalidomide is not the drug of choice, we can switch to pomalidomide, which is a more potent immune modulator, or we can sometimes add other drugs such as the alkylator agent cyclophosphamide, or perhaps one of the new monoclonal antibodies. Our experience, however, is that the combination of carfilzomib with pomalidomide is very effective, very potent, very rapidly acting, and has really become a combination we're very comfortable using. And that would be my own personal recommendation for this patient. The toxicity profile of carfilzomib has been well publicized. This drug appears to have some influence on the vascular system. Patients feel somewhat short of breath sometimes. They experience fluid retention. Hypertension is common. The things that we worry about most, however, are a small percentage of patients, probably 3 to 5%, who can develop what appears to be a congestive heart failure or elevation of the creatinine. Both of those tend to be reversible. They occur in only 3 to 5% of patients, and even perhaps less to be severe. And so overall, those are the things that we worry about with carfilzomib. With pomalidomide, this is quite a well-tolerated drug. Myelosuppression, particularly low neutrophil count, is something we have to be cautious about. And generally speaking, I might use this drug at 2 milligrams instead of 4 milligrams when it's used in combination with carfilzomib. As with all the immune modulators, we have to worry about deep venous thrombosis, and patients do need to be prophylaxed against that. And the more common side effects are familiar to most hematologists, which include fatigue, muscle cramping, and GI disturbance.